For decades, the tragic death of Ricky Nelson left fans with more questions than answers. A teen idol turned rock and roll legend, Nelson's smooth voice, handsome face, and laid-back charm made him a beloved figure in American entertainment. From the 1950s through the early 80s, he first rose to fame on the adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, transitioning seamlessly from child actor to chart-topping singer with hits like Travelin' Man, Hello Mary Lou, and Poor Little Fool. But on December 31st, 1985, Ricky Nelson's life was cut short in a mysterious plane crash that claimed his life at just 45 years old. And while official reports told one version of the story, the real cause of the crash has remained clouded in rumor, speculation, and silence until now. Initially, the National Transportation Safety Board, NTSB, attributed the crash to a fire caused by a malfunctioning cabin heater. The twin-engine DC-3 aircraft was en route to a New Year's Eve concert in Dallas when it went down in DeKalb, Texas. Nelson, his fiancée, and several members of his band perished, while the pilot and co-pilot survived. But almost immediately, whispers began to circulate. Was it really the heater? Were drugs involved? Was foul play a possibility? The sudden nature of the crash, coupled with Nelson's fading fame and alleged struggles behind the scenes, created a fertile ground for conspiracy theories. Over the years, new information has surfaced from former investigators, aviation experts, and even people close to Nelson, painting a much more disturbing picture than previously believed. According to recent interviews and declassified documents, it's now becoming clear that the crash may not have been as accidental as originally thought. Sources suggest that the aircraft was in extremely poor condition, poorly maintained, outdated, and suffering from electrical issues that had been ignored for months. Mechanics who had previously worked on the plane reportedly warned Nelson's team that it was unsafe, but budget constraints and a hectic touring schedule meant those warnings went unheeded. Even more troubling, some insiders allege that Nelson was under increasing pressure to keep performing, despite signs that he was both emotionally and physically exhausted. Following years of declining record sales and fading relevance in a rapidly changing music industry, Nelson had reportedly begun playing smaller venues, often for modest pay, in a bid to keep his career alive. The relentless travel, coupled with personal stress, may have led to poor decision-making, including continuing to fly on an aircraft that was not properly maintained. One particularly heartbreaking detail recently revealed is that Nelson himself was reportedly afraid of flying in the old DC-3, but felt trapped, unable to afford better options and unwilling to let down his loyal fans. He wanted a comeback, and he believed that every performance counted. In the end, his commitment to the music and his audience may have cost him his life. Now, as these details finally come to light, the mystery of Ricky Nelson's tragic death feels a little less like a fluke and more like a preventable tragedy. The story isn't just about a doomed flight, it's about a star pushed to the edge by an unforgiving industry, and a man who kept smiling for the crowd even as everything around him began to fall apart.